Hi guys, you're welcome to today's episode. So today we are going to be sharing our experiences as children and taking it up to our university days. So basically we're going to be talking about how we're being brought up by our parents, if we had the strict parents and how it affected us, like our life generally. So we're going to start from how our parents actually trained us, how they brought us up, if you were caged and all that, then how did it affect your life and your university and all that? So my name is Amarachi and my friend
Maybe.
My name is Vanessa.
Vanessa. Okay, so we're going to be starting from Vanessa, then we'll go to Dumibi and then myself. So Vanessa, how was your
Okay.
upbringing?
My own upbringing it was kind of tight because my parents, mostly my mom. My
Mm.
mom didn't allow us to go out like parties, all those jai life. Then my friends would come back. We went to a party. Oh, you didn't come. There is one particular girl my mom doesn't like.
Mm.
But now the girl is doing well and all. The girl got married to a white too.
Wow.
So she doesn't like the girl because think the girl is parents now. They are
Mm.
misleading my daughter and all. So he doesn't really like the girl. And my childhood was very, very tight because the way they brought us up, the area we are staying,
Mm.
my mom didn't allow us to go out. They always cage us. They always
Mm.
want us to be in the shop, like we
Yeah.
are, because my mom was a caterer.
Oh.
Yes, she was a caterer. So she always want us to be in that space. He doesn't want us to go out. So the stuff really affected me in my university days. My year one, it affected throughout my year one.
Mm.
Oh more, no be small. It affected my year one, but in my year two, I started picking up
Oh, okay.
because it affected me to the extent that my my friends will always bully me. They will always talk
Mm.
down at me. I always cry. Even my roommates. So it
Easy.
wasn't easy for me. So, but later I started picking up. I started being rebellious. You can't
Oh.
do stuff like that to
Oh,
me.
one minute.
I've al- you can't do stuff like that to me. So,
One
and
name.
social life, I don't have that social life. I
Oh.
even till now, like now, it doesn't affect me like before.
Mm.
I don't really have that social life. Social life was very, very it was bad for me. I don't go out. I don't associate with people. I don't even know how to start a conversation,
Oh.
with some people. And also it was it affected me a lot.
Are you an
So
introverted person or extrovert?
I'm ambivert. Yeah,
Oh, in
I'm in
between.
between. I'm ambivert.
Oh,
I'm introvert and extrovert.
extrovert.
It- Depending
On
on
the
where I
circle
am.
where you find
Yes,
yourself.
that's
Oh,
it.
okay. So,
So
maybe Alpha.
Oh God. Okay. Wow, my own experience. Where do I start from? Okay, I grew up with let's say my parents were uptight. Yeah.
Mm,
We don't go out. We're just the two of us, I and my elder brother.
okay.
So we don't go out. We don't mingle with anybody. Even in school then, my mom was a teacher in my primary school.
Mm,
So the only time I had the opportunity to play, maybe during break time, I
mm,
could just play, like just play little, because now she wouldn't want you to stain your uniform, because
mm,
she when you know that someone is watching out for you, so you just have
yeah.
to be very careful. So I didn't have that opportunity. Let's just say my upbringing was kind of boring. Yes, let me just use that word, boring. It was so boring. Nobody comes to the house to look for me. I don't go to anybody's house. Even sometimes when my friends come around, even to go and see them off, my dad would be like, I'm giving you 5 minutes to do that.
5 minutes is even long. They
Why am I
don't give
even
you
saying
five
5 minutes?
minutes.
I'm even saying 5 minutes. Like, he'll just give you a certain
Five
time
minutes
to
long.
just go
Oh.
and come back. So you know you're not going to spend time, you get.
Yeah.
So after that, I noticed most of my friends stopped coming to the house because they were like, I don't know what she's feeling like. They knew my
Mm,
father was very strict.
strict.
They knew, but now kids now. They're turning it to something else. Like, and I
Mm.
don't know why they don't allow her to come out. So they stopped coming to my house to visit me. So I was just there. I just had to, continue with that lifestyle till I got into university. University was okay. The friends I had then were just like me. So it wasn't really easy. They were just
Mm.
like they had the same upbringing, just like the way
Yeah.
I had. So it wasn't just easy for us. And what else? What else? We don't actually go out then in school.
Mm.
It's just now that I started going out because then in school I'm always indoor, always like okay, during exam periods, my parents would be like, "Do maybe come home and pick up some things that will sustain you for that
Period
period."
of time.
You get. I will not want to go home. I say I want to stay in school. I don't like going home. You see that one? I don't. Yes, I don't go home. Even the only time I go home is maybe my money is already exhausted. My dad will say, "You will still come back home," because they will not want me. They,
Agaracha must
they
come
wouldn't want
back.
me to send my account details. They have my details, but they wouldn't want to send it. They will say, "Come back home if you know you
Mm.
really need
Need
money,"
money.
and I'll have to always go home. That's the only thing that takes me
Takes
to the
you
house.
home.
Aside that, I don't go home because my mom will be like, "I don't know what is wrong with this girl. Since you got into university, you are just running away from home. You are doing this." They don't know what I'm actually running away from because I
Mm.
don't. You don't give me that liberty to go out to mingle with friends. At least have
Yeah.
no. It had a very big toll on me. I was very comfortable when I got into the university
University.
because my parents weren't there watching after me. Even at that, sef, I don't wear trouser while I was at home. But when I
When you
got into
enter school.
university, my sister, I started wearing trousers.
Oh,
Started doing,
true.
all those lives. I just wish parents
Yeah.
could just allow their children, just give them the normal guidelines you need to give to them, but don't
Yeah.
cage them. Don't be too uptight on them
Mm.
because it's really going to like change a lot of things in their lives.
Very
So that
true.
was all about it.
Hmm. For me, my own experience, right? Where do I even start from? Okay, is it? Yeah, I think 80% or 90% of everybody in the world actually passed through this same uptight parent and all that. Okay, in my own case, right, I also had same parents. Like they were really uptight. And my mom, hey, that woman, love of my life. Any pararam, you will definitely see mark on your body. I mean, no, as in okay, for me, right? My mom too is a very uptight person, and if I'm to compare my mom and my dad, who is more uptight, I think I would say my mom, because she stays in the house more with us than my dad. I mean, as head of the family, you will always be out there. You understand? But for my mom, it's as if she knows me from the crown of my head to the sole of
Sole of
my
your
feet.
feet.
Do you understand? I mean, that's why they're actually mothers. It's so bad that if from where we used to stay, right, if we throw something from upstairs and it falls down, you dare not open the door and say you're climbing down the step to go pick it up. No, they not born you well. You cannot try it. Yeah, it's that bad. So it's either maybe if any of our neighbors are downstairs, we can just tell them, please help me throw it. You understand? Or maybe if she's coming back, we can just, tell her mom, please help me. And I mean, I'm talking about when I was 5, 6, I think for the longest period I
Yeah,
can
I
actually
remember.
remember. So we dare not open the door to say we are going to pick something downstairs. That's to tell you how bad it was. And to even add that my father is a pastor.
Ah,
Hey, no, where do I start from? No, the challenge can it's like it can go on and on. I was really, really uptight to think that we weren't even, or rather, let me talk for myself, right? Making friends safe. My movement is usually from house to school, then say we go to church on Sunday, from house to school, back home, then from house to church, back home. Social gathering for who?
I don't know you were.
No, social gathering for who? Seriously, and it really, really affected me in my university days, honestly speaking. Like, it's so bad that if any of our peers, I'm talking about teenage age right now, if any of our peers maybe should say they have a birthday, and not to forget, my mom actually, she's this party person. If there's any of her friends actually that said, okay, my child is turning 5 today, I want your kids to come, no, my mom will kid us. Like, she will legit go shopping, buy clothes, we'll go for that birthday party, and come back. But going out on our own, maybe to go and visit our friend, it never happened. You get? So like, it was so serious that any of our friends that even come and visit, right? They will come and go, but for us to go and visit them is a problem. Or I'll come and tell my mom, mommy, oh, okay, this is so person is celebrating his birthday or her birthday today, and they're inviting us. My mom will agree. She will say, okay, okay, no problem. Hence, we are going on our own. Oh. Like, if it's something she's going to take us and go, no problem. But if you now tell her you want to go on your own, she will tell you, oh, okay, so that you will not be sad at that point. If and the thing is, if the birthday, for instance, or the gathering is maybe 2 days after or 3 days after, make sure you give them that like 3 days gap. You understand? So that you have to keep reminding them. You understand? But there are sometimes that even when is once is that a night, a night to the event, you now come and tell my mom, mommy, don't forget, the birthday is tomorrow. She say, okay, no problem, no problem. What time? You tell her. She say, okay, no problem, sorry. When is not the event day? Mommy, if I still going, I say, hey,
Have you watched?
hey, no, who do you have you watched which
Are you
plate?
serious?
Aramon
Oh,
Rojo.
yeah,
I
yeah,
had
yeah,
a
yeah.
bad dream. I dreamt of when something happened. I'm not saying it will happen, no, Chukwa dream, it will not happen.
Hey, I didn't
She
know
will
that.
pray. Let's say no, her mind is doing her somehow. That is how she will just zero our mind from going for that event. When she comes in with that fear of maybe they will kidnap you, or they put something in your drink, or like, you will automatically change your mind about going. So it's been going on and on and on. Now down to my university life. Gengen,
Girl.
100 level. I went to school from the house.
Oh my god.
200 level. And you know that thing that comes with sitting among your peers, and they are giving you gist. Ah, God, if you see what happened last night, guy, the party hot, guy, this, that. Hey, you see what happened for hostel, this, that. And me, I'm just there like a foreigner. I did the same school with una, but I don't know what
They're
they saw.
distracting
You
us.
understand? So anything that they are saying, like another chaff, like it's just in here and out. You understand? So 200 level, I just thought about it. I was like, as a day like this now, it's almost clear that I will graduate without any experience. I mean, there's this saying that says if you go to school, allow the school to pass through you while you pass through the school, something like that. So I really craved for such experiences. Imagine that in my 100 level, I didn't even attend our what's it called, freshers night. That they made it for 100 level students, for you to have that experience of, okay, this is the first gathering as a fresher. I did not attend my freshers night because in my head I was like, I don't know what is going to happen there. My elder ones, like my senior brother and my senior sister, they will go to school, come back and give us their own experience of, oh, they shot someone, cultists had a fight, this, that. So that fear has already been like installed inside of me. So I had that fear of, if I go to school now, or rather if I go for the freshers night, two people might be fighting, before you know, they'll break bottle on my head that I'm not involved.
Yeah.
So that fear was already there. Now, 100 level freshers night, I did not attend. 200 level, if there's anything, maybe my classmates are organizing a kind of gathering, you cannot find me there. Now 300 level, omo, eshirimo, as in, I agree that. I said, God, I have one more year to go. Now I'm in 300 level. Like, I mean, I cannot graduate like this. Now, come on now. Come on now. Omo, I had to call my dad. I think I was in Lagos then. Then I called my dad. I was like, "Ah, that if I come back, say I know they come back house." And thank God I had a friend who was staying alone in her hostel and all that. So I had to arrange it with her. My 300 level second semester exam was that period. So I was now thinking I wouldn't want to go back home and then start operating from the house to the school for exam and all that. So I used that exam as a bait. So I told my
Yeah.
dad, "Ah, Daddy, see, I'm in 300 level now. This is a very, very
So,
critical
time.
time. So I need to study with my friends. I cannot be studying alone in the house. Yeah, who they study?" So I had to like just use that as an excuse. So I just told my dad, okay, that's you. I want to go to school and stay with my friends and all that. So my dad was okay with it. He was like, okay, after the exam, I'm going to come back. I said, yes. In Igbo, they said, "Mbane soku." If you say
Yeah,
no,
so
una go quarrel. So I told my dad, yes, that after the exam, I'll come back. Guess what? I now told my mom. That's why I said it's easier to relate to my dad regarding things like this with my dad and my mom. I told my mom. My mom now said, okay. Then some days later, she now said, Chiko Obia
oh
calm.
my god.
That is her mind is not strong. As in regarding me, now said, how will I cope? How will I? I said, Mommy, don't worry. If I'm hungry, at least thank God school is not so far from my family house. So I was like, even if food stuff finish, I can come back home anytime to take food stuff or anything. So I'm like, okay. She will start another day and tell me, nah, Ghana, no. You've been doing this since 100 level, 200 level, it's 300 level. Iko chawago, nah, Ghana. I say, there is nothing my mom did not say, but there is this thing with making decision and standing to
Yes.
it.
Yeah.
I mean, I know where I'm coming from, and my intention is to not go out there and be wayward, honestly speaking. So the whole intention for me was to just gain that experience of being an independent person. I want to be on my own because I hear when people complain how they don't have food. So I try to imagine, how do they survive? You don't have food. I want to have that experience. It's not every time I go out and come back then there is food on my table. I want to be able to have that experience. Like tell someone, I went the whole day without eating. What does it even feel
Yeah.
like?
Yeah.
Because I mean it's normal for students, right? So that was just
Gary.
my
Sorry. Ah, the things that you want to
oh
do for this life.
oh but I really, really
Oh
craved
my
for
god.
that.
Say guy in a group of person, but let
Yeah,
me.
but it will not go for our heads, go. So I really craved for that experience, and that was one of the reasons I wanted to like stay out of the house. And thank God I really did not listen to what my mom was saying, what it concerned me. So my own is when I was leaving, just told me be careful, the normal advice they will
Yeah.
give you now. Don't join back gang, KKKK. I said no
Okay,
problem.
you can attend.
But guess what? Even when I entered the hostel, I still wasn't free enough to stay out. It got that bad.
Yeah, it was. It's
Like
inside. They
they've
invited
really,
it.
do you get,
Yes.
they really tried
Yeah.
grooming me that way, because I'm trying to personify the whole thing. Really tried grooming me that way that I even got into the system and I still couldn't do what I wanted to do. So my friends will just come and tell me, oh, okay, that they are going out or something, or maybe they want to go and eat out like late night or something. And in my head, I'm like, what if something happens to me? What
Like a
if
man, you
like
have to
that
go
fear
through
don't
it
already dey
once.
there? Even at the point, I was not like, what if I step out, my mom will not catch me on the road? Waiting, I won't talk. Waiting, I won't tell am. Guy, no, it was so bad. Honestly, the way they caged me really affected me. It affected my social life. It affected my activities. Even as I am like this, going out is a problem. Honestly, because you tell me now, let us see or something, I will look for excuse that doesn't exist in my dictionary and give it to you. Just to make sure I don't step out of my house. So the effect he had on me, I wouldn't say it's a negative one, but I feel hence you know how to put yourself together. Hence you know how to, sorry. Oh yeah, yeah. So and all that, like the effect is crazy. So now my own effect, now because we're going to be talking about the effect it has on us, and possibly also throw it out to our parents, like possible way to
Yeah.
hold us and all that. So let me just talk on my own effects, then I'll pass it on. Then for me, the way it affected me, right, like I was saying, it affected me so much that I wouldn't say I'm antisocial because I'm a very, very social person. And whatever gathering I find myself in, you will definitely notice I'm there. There is, unless I don't want to be noticed. Honestly,
Sanguine.
yeah, it's unless I don't want to be noticed, you will definitely notice me. So, but I wouldn't say it has a negative effect on me. I'm grateful to God that they really trained me the way they did, because once in a while it just crosses my mind like, what if they really did not cage me that way? What would my life be like? I probably would be on the streets. I probably would be doing one or two dirty things. But I'm grateful to God about my upbringing and all that. God bless my mom and my dad, because I'm sure they're going to see this. So God bless them so much, and I love them so much. the way they trained me.
Your own
I
effect.
don't think I'm going to. I don't think I'm going to cage my children like that. I'm not going to install fear into them. I'll rather make them understand that this is the way of life, and if you're going to make a choice in life, ensure it doesn't marry you, but rather makes you a good person. So yeah,
Aw.
thank you. So Vanny, what was your, like, what effect did you have on you?
Okay, my own effect is that it taught me out of contentment, out of independency. Like I can stay in my house for a whole day, a whole week. Like I don't go out. Like people, my doors. Like I will close my door, I'll close my windows. My hostel mates were like, "Ah, Vanessa, are you around? That we have not seen you for how many
No
days?"
wonder I never wanted to visit. When I invite you, tell me I will come. I will
Especially if there
come.
is light, God, I will not on because I had Gen when I was in
In
school.
school,
Unless when I
okay.
on Gen, people like
That's all. No, no. So
Jesus.
she's
Yeah,
there.
Mhm.
everyone.
So she's around. I will like, oh, I'm around though. Just like
Yeah.
always stay
So
indoors.
yeah.
So if I want to go out, if there is one woman around, that's I will just go out. So it taught me that contentment. Like you can't find me anyhow place. I will just stay on my own.
Mm.
Like he taught me he didn't even have that negative side of me
Mm.
because I love the way they brought me up.
Oh
Though
yeah.
my mom is very strict than my dad, so
Mm.
I love the way they
Your mom.
imbibed that fear. So
Yeah.
even okay, my parents are now around in Owerri because that's where I went. I did my university and
Investing.
all. So my parents were not there. They're very foul, but I am very, very scared, like to go out. Even this, what's the name? The fear of night, like
Mm.
because of the school where
Environment.
that
Yeah.
place is rugged, is rough. So I always want to stay in the house. Like I don't want any. I have that this thing of where you are coming from. You understand? I don't want
Mm.
them to be disappointed because I'm the
Yeah.
last.
Last.
I don't
Oh,
want them
okay.
to be disappointed in me. They sent you to school and this is not the family value. This is not the way they are doing in
Mm.
family. So I just want to be in the house. So it gave me a very good effect. It's not the
Mm.
negative side. So I love the way they brought me up. It's not a bad one. Thank you,
Honestly.
mom. Though they're not here again, but where they are, they will be
Yeah,
very,
they'll
very
be
They'll
very,
happy.
be
very
very
proud.
happy.
They're
I'm
very
very proud
proud.
too.
Okay. For me, the effect it had on me was self contentment,
Mm.
self control. I hardly move about, like going to places. Like I don't go out. Like I said, I don't even till now, I don't go out. I'm always this indoor person. I don't I I don't know how to say it. I don't collect things from people like edible things. I don't. I hardly take things from people. Maybe before I accept to take something from you, maybe we would have been so close to each other for me to be able
Mm.
to ask you for something edible, something edible. I mean, so I hardly do that. And going out at night, it's, when you remember, like I always have that fear that something could happen because my dad will always tell you once it is 7 o'clock, every human being should be. He expects you to be at home once it is 7 p.m. You
Yeah,
should
your
be
own is
home.
7 p.m. Mine is 6
My
p.m.
yes, let's just say 7 p.m. But even including my dad
Your dad,
and
oh
my mom,
yeah.
everybody. So
Same.
7 p.m. you should be home. So that is
Hey,
they really
God.
inculcated that habit in me. I don't stay out late. I don't. So I really thank God for my parents, like for
Mm.
bringing me up this way.
Mm.
I really appreciate them, especially my dad, even though he was very strict. And I was even thinking my dad was a wicked person, but he was doing me
Oh.
good, like he was doing me so
You
good.
know, you can never
But I
tell
still
as a
miss him.
child.
I know you are in heaven, but
Mm.
I know you're going to be seeing all these things. You're going to be watching me right now. All
So really
right.
proud
Thank you
daddy
so
moment.
much.
Yeah. So Vanessa, she had something to say.
Okay,
I
so
have one negative side though. Let me
Okay.
just say one. Social life.
negative.
You see that social life, God. It got to a point. You see, was in stage fright. I
Oh.
can't come out. It's this office really taught me a lot.
Yeah,
Like I can
okay.
now come out to do pep talk, do other things, you know.
Me too.
Thank you to Juice Holmes. They really did a lot for me. That's why I entered choir in my church. You know,
Oh,
I don't even sing. That's how bad it is. Like people looking at me like this, God. But now I'm coming out from it, and thank
yeah.
God that is when if you want to do something, just do it.
Do
Not
it.
don't wait for people to come and be
Mm,
pushing you. Do
pushing
you just
you.
do it like this? It's a determination. So I'm just thanking God with prayers too. It's
Mm.
working.
Oh, thank God for you. The negative side.
My negative side. I still the same social
Social
life
life,
that we're
right?
talking about. It actually affected me. Like I've there are some things I've always wanted to do, but fear of the unknown.
I'll not let you
I've never
go.
gone to a club before, even at
Yeah,
this age.
same here.
I've never, but I've
No,
always
same
wanted to go.
here.
But because I'm so scared, I don't know what might happen. Because I know that once you go there, they leave by 12 or 1. Like anything from
Yeah,
12, 1,
1
that's when.
a.m.
But I've never clubbed before. So
Same
that
here.
is. But
So
I really
we
want
do
to
exist. We
explore.
exist. We exist.
We really
Because
do exist.
I used to think I used to think yeah, I used to think I was the only one that has never been to
A
a
club
club.
before.
And one thing I tell myself to even zero my mind from that club life or club experience is the fact that aside the fact that it's fun, like I said, what I tell myself to zero my mind, I just tell myself you're going there to spend more. I mean, you for instance, I heard that Hennessy, as much as other brands, are very expensive in a clubhouse. But when you go to yeah, normal shops where you can actually get these wines, you will find out that like it's as if it's times five of
What
the
they sell in
actual
club.
price. So what the
Yeah.
heck? Why?
Why?
So
The
why?
speaker, the
Which
song.
JS speaker to put speaker in your house and put it to your ear? That is, you get. So even the noise. I'm a music person. I'm a party person. If it's a birthday, right? You can call me and maybe you can call me now. I don't know if it was then. You cannot call me for birthday and I'm at 10. But if it's now, you have to be like really, really close to me for me to risk. I mean, do you know what it means for me to stand up from my bed, dress up? Like even though think of what to wear before dress think of what to wear, dress up, you now come out. No. So the thought of just going to club and then the music is just banging in your ears and all that. I mean, it's still if you're a music person, why not sit down in your house and serve yourself a glass of wine and play music on a club now?
But I
Abi,
still want to explore. Like I want to
you want
go
to
there.
go
I
to
want
a
to.
clubhouse? There are
Yeah.
lots of clubhouses now. What are you waiting for?
Fear of the unknown. I
Yeah,
don't know. I'm
I
just
think
do,
you're not
just do it.
serious. So I think basically the only effect caging children and all that has is their social life, their
Social
social
life.
activities, and maybe some other personal things that some people might actually want to share and talk about. You understand? So, but this is our own experience. We don't know what your experience is like, and please do feel free to drop your own experience, yeah, in the comment section. Feel free to talk about the effect it has on you, be it negative, be it positive.
Positive.
You know, I'm also thinking, yeah, in this Gen Z generation, because there are lots of modern mothers now. When I
Yeah,
say
modern,
modern, not our
exactly. Not
mothers,
our modern.
they have this free hand in training their kids. Not, I'm sure a lot of us would actually want to learn from the way our parents trained us. However, when we birth our own children, we would not want to also cage them. I don't know if in my time, the way I'm going to say it, if I give birth tomorrow, right? I don't know if I'm going to say I would cage her as much as I was being caged, because now my mentality is telling me I was caged. But
Yes.
for my mom or my dad, they did not see it as them be
Scared.
caging us.
Yes.
They felt they were actually training us to be, they said spare the rod and spoil the
Spoil the
child.
child.
So they probably felt they were trying to avoid spoiling the child, however, not sparing the rod, right? So, but during my time, I don't know about you guys, but I think I would still want to use the method, because
Same
not
method.
like caging them. I mean, if there's any social activity, I just want to know who you're going out with and where
Okay,
you're going
exactly,
to.
exactly.
Because what they do now, I mean, my parents, is anywhere you go to, just send me the location of where you're going to. that's up till now. That's what they do. So I think it's better that way. Don't just cage them with you had a bad dream, mommy, please stop it.
Stop it.
no, don't just cage them with you had a bad
At
dream.
least
Or
my mom should know my boyfriend. Like I should know my daughter's boyfriend.
yeah, I mean, no, if it's for conversations, no, I have really good close conversation with my mom, like to the point of a guy will do fine girl. Once I go home, bro, then when I was a child, once I go home, bro, mommy, someone do me so on the road. Yeah, you understand that kind of thing. Even till now, you understand. So anybody I'm going out with, I just tell my mom, okay, mom, this is the current person in vogue.
My mom too. That's why I tell her.
Seriously.
Like I tell her about everybody in my life. So
Yeah.
even when we are not talking anymore, my mom will still be asking about the person.
Oh
Like
yeah. No, mother's love is just something. It's not something you
yes,
can trade with anything or anybody.
yeah.
So yeah, this is we've come to the end of today's
Episode.
episode. We hope you enjoyed our conversation, and like we said, if you have any question, if you have any experience you'd love to share, please don't hesitate to drop it in the comment section. Thank you so much for
Share,
staying
share,
good. Yeah, and
share.
share please. Thank you so
Share.
much.
You.
Bye.